Muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos al canal, bienvenidos una vez más a este directo, un nuevo directo, en este caso la versión extendida del showcase de Xbox, o sea que quedaban más cosas todavía por ver, bueno, más o menos, ahora después os lo explico. Pero bueno, voy a ver quién hay por aquí, que parece que ya hay alguien. Hello, Termanin, how are you? I heard they are going to... Sorry, I can see you right here, okay. Just a moment, there we go. You're getting something exclusive, then I hope it isn't Spider-Man. No, it's not Spider-Man, obviously. Obviously, it's not gonna be Spider-Man. Sorry, right now. Se me quedó aquí la interfaz aquí clavada. Ya está. Un pequeño error de la interfaz aquí. Bueno, lo dicho, vale, en principio aquí mostrarán más detalles de los juegos ya anunciados en el showcase de Xbox y de Bethesda desde hace unos poquitos días. O sea que en principio no habrá novedades a no ser que haya alguna sorpresa. Pero bueno, hello, I am explaining that in this time, in this showcase, we're gonna see more information about what they announced previously a few days ago, which was pretty good. So it can be pretty fun. There won't be any more news. They said there aren't gonna be big surprises this time. Dijeron que no habría nuevas sorpresas esta vez, pero claro, nunca se sabe. Entonces, faltan poco más de 2 minutitos. Entonces, claro, yo me imagino que aquí habrá pues un poquito. No creo que pongan más de Starfield, porque ya dieron bastante gameplay de allí. Pero no sé, a lo mejor un poquito más de Diablo, pues estaría guay, ¿no? Que mostraron el nigromante y un poquito como es el gameplay, ¿no? En Diablo 4. Pero bueno, y poquito más, a ver, imagino que de Callisto Protocol también, bueno, que también hubo un gameplay, dijeron que habría 2 gameplays, me suena, con lo cual aquí pondrán el segundo seguramente, quién sabe, es un poquito más de Street Fighter 6 y pues no sé, la verdad, no lo sé. No sé si mostrarán así mucho más, no os paréis un Banjo-Kazooie, ¿vale? No os paréis un Banjo-Kazooie. Ahora puedo ver los comentarios bien, que tenía esto aquí un poquito puesto de aquella manera. Now we see comments. Xbox, your mortal enemy. Now it's your mortal enemy. It's fun. Your mortal enemy is Edwin Black. Nomad is your enemy. No, but no, it's not gonna be Spider-Man. Spider-Man is coming to PC, but not Xbox. Un minutito. Igual ponen más fuerza porque no tuvieron bastante con gameplay de 2 Forzas nuevos. Bueno, el Forza Horizon 5 un poquito más, y el Hot Wheels y el Motorsport y no sé qué más, no sé. A esto les encanta meter Forza. Flight Simulator. También puede caer algo de Flight Simulator. Un poquito más, tampoco tuvieron bastante. Es que pueden ser muchas cosas. O algo de... Bueno, Silson no creo, porque ya hicieron bastante adelantándose a Nintendo, ¿vale? Con su supuesta exclusividad de anuncio, que eso era una cosa que se imaginaron no sé quién, ¿vale? Pero bueno. O incluso Kojima, que ya sabéis que se marcó un Kojima en la previa presentación, y aquí a lo mejor dice algo, que no creo, ¿vale? Porque ya sabéis cómo es. Pero bueno, esto empieza ya. Peggy 18.
Hey, we are a small snippet of Squanch Games, and we are here to tell you how excited we are to be a part of the Microsoft Games Show Extended.
Game Showcase Extended.
You know, Game Showcase Extended. What's the need for the extended? Why add that extra word?
It's like,
Is there one that's not extended? And that's why?
we're getting nods. There is a not extended one. Okay.
Básicamente esto va a tratar de desarrolladores
So that's just called
haciendo, bueno,
There's the normal
hablando de los
one.
juegos,
I know what
supuestas
this is.
entrevistas, a lo
Well,
mejor
hey,
más o
look, we're happy to
menos.
be a part of
Y
it
básicamente estos son unos
nonetheless.
cuantos, ¿vale? Anuncios pequeños puede que haya también. So it's gonna be about devs talking today. And extended trailers, extended gameplay. Game Showcase Extended. Ay, ay, Diablo, queremos Diablo. Plague Tale 2, cierto, también se vio. A Plague Tale 2 también puede caer. Algo de este Minecraft aventurero también puede ser. Minecraft Legends, ¿era? No sé, le tengo ganitas. A pesar de que ya dijeron, cuidado con el hype. Ya avisaron de que no nos hagamos expectativas bestias porque los anuncios ya los hicieron. Con lo cual ahora es más calmadito, es ampliar la información. Y si cae alguna sorpresa nueva, pues mejor que mejor. Pero sería pequeña. O sea que no creo que veamos aquí Perfect Dark. Muy a mi pesar. Muy a mi pesar, no creo que haya aquí Perfect Dark, ni mucho menos. Pero bueno. Esperaremos un poquito más. So how are you doing, Temani Network? Having fun? Watching some games?
Welcome to Xbox Games Showcase Extended. I'm Aaron, this is Malik, and we have the honor of diving deeper into some of the most exciting and talked about announcements, as well as gameplay from the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase just 2 days ago. For the first time ever, the entire showcase was focused on games you can play over the next 12 months.
That's right, Aaron. You saw world premiere gameplay from Redfall and Starfield, and today we've got Bethesda's own Pete Hines right here to tell us more. You'll hear from the renowned developers behind the brand
Bueno, básicamente
new
están
Xbox
repitiendo un poquito lo que
franchise,
comentaron
Our History Untold.
en la presentación de
Dive into the
Bethesda
rock and play point with our partners at
y Xbox.
NetEase Games
Básicamente
and so
que
much
todo lo
more.
que se
But
vio
first,
serían
we
juegos
begin
que
with a
saldrán en los
special
próximos
look at
12
how our
meses.
fans got
Aunque está la
to
cosita
celebrate
con
the
Silson que no se
Xbox
sabe ahí al
Bethesda
final, pero yo
Games Showcase
tengo esperanza de que
with a
sí.
message from our very own Phil Spencer.
Y ahora viene Tito Phil. FanFest Los Ángeles, California. Se echa de menos, el ambiente de E3, se echa de menos.
Their love of video games, the Xbox fans, just a really special time for everybody, myself included. Gaming has this unique ability to bring people together, whether it's saving the world from the aliens or winning a football game. It's so great. I love hearing from people, what did you like in the show? Those conversations with people that are here about areas that they like and areas they wish we would do more, I think that's something that drives us. You saw it in the show today. People said, we want to see more gameplay. And so we said, okay, great. You're going to see a ton of gameplay.
Yeah, I think this is our biggest lineup ever in terms of just diversity of different kinds of games from different kinds of teams, different
Silson,
genres.
¿cómo se la sacaron con Silson, eh?
Japanese franchises don't always come to Xbox. We've been working on that. Today we obviously had Persona.
Los Persona.
It's important to us.
3 portable, 4 Gold y 5 Royal. Ese juego me encantó.
Could not be more excited for what we're doing with Kojima.
And he's got this really great idea for a game. And I want to be clear, because I know we say like experience and stuff. He's building a video game, but he has this real unique things that he wants to do in the game. And we said, okay, let's go do something together. And I'm just really proud to be in an industry that can be part of so many people coming together.
Console launch exclusive. Este rollo vikingo me mola, ¿eh? Tiene pinta de ser un indie. El caso es que me suena. Valheim. Pero de eso me sonaba. Vale. Game Pass. Se va al Game Pass. Bueno, siguiendo la dinámica, ¿no? Play with Game Pass. Sí, le enfocaron mucho al Game Pass y parece ser que esta vez seguirá así.
Showcase with a dramatic gameplay demo for Redfall and closed it with Todd Howard showing us how deep the rabbit hole goes on Starfield. And we also got a sneak peek at upcoming expansions for Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. Here to break it all down for us is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Pete Hines from Bethesda. Pete, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. So about a month ago, you all announced some delays for both Redfall and Starfield. So I wanted to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about the decision-making process for that.
Absolutely. Look, with all the time that goes
una
into a game,
entrevista
it
hablando
would
ahora
be
de
foolish to rush it out the door before it's ready. I think we have continued to sort of examine how we think about games and making sure that they are going to meet our players' expectations. Obviously, the last 2 years have really challenged us from a development standpoint.
Bueno, Redfall también, evidentemente, también enseñaron Redfall.
Largely remotely, while a lot of our folks are not back in the office.
Starfield, madre mía, qué pintaza tiene eso, ¿eh? Cómo se ve, qué grande que va a ser, todo lo que puedes hacer.
And how do we make sure we
Muy
give
bestia.
one out that we actually hit and don't have to change later? So it's not something we undertake lightly, but at the end of the day, I think what our fans expect, what Xbox fans, what Bethesda fans expect is a high quality game, and we want to do everything we can to give our teams the time to fully realize the games they're making.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about,
En
right?
resumen,
Delivering an amazing experience for the players out there. And so,
básicamente,
speaking of games, we're just
que
going to
lo que
jump
quieren
into
es
it. We're going to
asegurarse
start
de
with
que
how
la
the
calidad
showcase started with
sea buena.
Redfall.
De ahí el retraso.
Before we even get into the game,
Me
Arcane's
iban a decir
making
otra
the
cosa.
game, and I want you to talk a little bit about the pedigree of
Pero a ver,
Arcane.
tiene
just in
sentido,
case
¿vale?
people
Tiene
don't
sentido,
know.
obviamente,
Sure.
es normal.
These folks over there, they're doing their thing.
Arcane Studios is known for really amazing, immersive sims. They do any number of things. If you play games of theirs, Dishonored 2, Prey, there's a lot of common threads you'll find in them. They create really amazing, believable worlds. I think that's a big part of their game is when you're in Dunwall or you're up on a space station in Prey, that it feels believable. There's a reason why things are the way they are. They're also a big believers in systems-based as opposed to scripted. So they really embrace player freedom and sort of giving players the tools to decide, you figure out how you want to complete this mission or get through this area. We're not going to tell you how. We're just going to give you tools and then give you the freedom to go and do. But, there's great characters and interesting story. They bring a lot of different elements and then really let the player create the experience they want.
And that's what it's all about. Gamers have taken many games and made it their own. And I think the fact that Arcane is making the game with that in mind is super important. Now, how similar or dissimilar would you say this game, Redfall, is from the other Arcane games?
Look, on the surface, it's a first-person shooter that you can play solo or with up to 4 players, and so immediately you might say, well, it's not a single-player game, so it must be wildly different. And
Valheim reminds me of Joe Pistol Games' called Viking Warlord.
I think when folks play the game,
maybe that's
when they see more of the
why
game, I think they'll start to see all of those things about
I
an arcade
thought I knew
game
that game before, but I think I saw something about Valheim before.
Multiple Action Game of the Year awards for
But maybe
Dishonored, for
that's
Dishonored
why
2, is their ability to bring
knew
all
that
of
game
those
so
things
much.
together, really high level of polish, and let folks experience it. And so I think all of those things we talked about. If you want to play a game by yourself and get a great Arcane story, you can absolutely do that in Redfall. But you can also do things that you haven't been able to do in an Arcane game, like
the trailer or teaser in the preview show.
Find out sort of how the whole can become greater than the sum of the parts.
Obviously
like playing
not
it off of each
that extended.
character's abilities. You saw some of that in the demo that we showed.
But yeah,
I
it
think
looked pretty
the more
much
that
like
people
a
appreciate that, you almost are gonna
PS2
wanna
gaming
try and
quality of
play
graphics.
Redfall a couple of
But
different ways. You
obviously
wanna
this is
play
an
by
indie
yourself a
game.
little
O
bit,
sea, básicamente es
play
un
with
juego
others,
indie,
and
¿vale? Le
it's a
estoy
game that
respondiendo
allows you to
a
do
Temanin,
either or both
que dice que le recuerda a un
I'm
juego
glad you talked about playing with friends,
llamado
'cause
Rune
I'm
Viking
taking
Warlord
applications
de
for
Play 2.
friends
Y digo
to
que igual
help
me
me
suena
get
por eso
through
también, no
Redfall.
solamente por haber visto un pequeño
Can I
teaser o
put my name
trailer,
on that list?
posiblemente en el...
I'm down to a
Cheers,
little.
man.
en el otro showcase, que no fue quizás tan extendido, creo, pero que sí, que estéticamente tiene pintado un juego de, vamos a decir, de Play 2, pero no en plan en aspecto negativo, sino que es a nivel de diseño artístico, pues es así, ¿vale? Y que imagino que también será un juego indie, con lo cual tampoco tienen tanto presupuesto, ¿no? Para hacerlo así más bestia, con lo cual será un poquito un mix. Diseño artístico de ese estilo semi-retro, ya vamos a decirlo así. Y obviamente, pues, el presupuesto, ¿no? que tenga el juego. Todo juega al final, ¿no? O sea, que no es por desmerecerlo. No es por desmerecerlo, ni mucho menos. Ya sabéis que juegos que se ven más simples al final son buenísimos, con lo cual eso es un poco a nivel de diseño, de lo que se puede hacer.
The robot, all of those things come into
That robot is so cute.
players not to say
Ese robot es
here's a
adorable.
set of rules and you can only use, like, no, here's just some stuff that you can go off into this amazing sort of dynamic, ever-changing world and sort of experience and explore for yourself. And you come back the next day and it'll look and feel like a different experience, even though you're in the exact same part of the game. I mean, I think those are the kinds of things that Arcane does that really bring that sort of extra special element that makes their game so compelling.
Yeah, compelling and fresh. So I'm excited for Redfall, and you
Y
said
básicamente
it
que
here
dos
on
partidas de
February
Redfall no van a
7th,
ser iguales.
so I'm gonna
Es
hold
lo que
you
estaba
to that.
diciendo, porque Arkane suele meter
All right.
Can't wait.
Awesome. So let's talk about Elder Scrolls Online now.
Where
I wanted to talk
will
about
Valve
the
give
team
us Left
philosophy, 'cause I
4 Dead
hear
3
that,
or
the team's
Half-Life
actually
3?
banned from saying things like, now
That's
is
a
the
meme
perfect time to
already.
My least favorite saying
There's
is
some
there's
kind of
never
joke
been a better
like
time to
3
play
is
a game.
forbidden in
We
Valve.
all say that. Yes, games always get better. We know that.
Like,
The thing that we love about where Elder Scrolls
basically
Online
it's-
is going is their ability to
there's
continually
not gonna be.
refresh the experience for players, provide new experiences,
Unless
like
everyone
going to
starts
High
calling
Isle,
Gabe
a place they've
Gaben.
never been in an Elder Scrolls game. It does a lot of
Gabe
things
is
like
happy with
story
Steve
and
right now.
intrigue.
It's
There's a lot of
not gonna.
politics
It's
in
not doing
High Isle,
games
different
anymore.
factions and the conflict that's
We
going
don't
on
have
there. And
here
again,
Portal
a
3
way that
either.
you can
It's
jump in
only
and play
2,
by
2, and
yourself
2.
and
The 3,
experience
well,
it
it's not actually
by
3. It's
yourself, even though
Half-Life
it's an
Alyx.
MMO. But the real
But it's a
special
spin-off.
sauce of Elder Scrolls Online is our amazing community. They're so welcoming. They're so
And
helpful.
instead
if
of
you need
Left
a
4
little bit
Dead,
of
we
help, if you
had
need a lot of help,
They're
they're
some
there for you
kind
to help
of
explain to,
Left 4
to make
Dead
sure you have a
wannabe
fun
from the same
experience. And honestly,
creators.
like that is such a huge
And
part for an
it's,
online game
well,
of creating an
not the
environment where
same.
anybody, no matter whether you just started playing or you've been playing for 8 years, can have a good
Básicamente me
experience.
pregunta
No matter how
Temani que
you decide to
cuando
engage.
tendremos
I
un
like that you
Half-Life
mentioned
3
that,
o
community is
Left 4
such a-
Dead 3,
as you
así un
mentioned,
poquito con la
such a
coña, no
huge
es
part of
colega,
any
¿vale? Si ves
online
que se pica un
game.
poquito
And
no
so
pasa
for
nada
players who
porque es
may not have
colega.
played Elder Scrolls
Es un
or, like
poquito
you said,
el
looking to
subtroleo
jump
que le
in,
encanta.
to know that they have that community backing
No,
them,
básicamente
that's
pues
gonna help them
le...
guide them in their journey is super exciting. So, but I want to talk about Fallout a little bit.
Okay.
Huge milestone recently, 25
Simplemente
years
comentaba lo
Fallout.
del meme,
You
¿no?
can
De
rent a
Gabe, que
car
el 3 está prohibido en
at this
Valve,
point,
que
right? We're talking
Gabe
about
es
it, right?
feliz
So
con
this has
Steam
to mean
y
something,
punto, ¿vale? Que no
super
habrá un
special
3
to
porque
the
está
community.
prohibido.
And look, we are as aware of anybody. Like this franchise did not start with Bethesda. It's one that we took on along the way, and our intent is not just to pay
A no
homage
ser
to
que
like
todo el mundo para
Bethesda
decir
Fallout. Like, no, we
Gaben.
mean all Fallout, because what this series has done, what it meant to us as players when we went and played those games, played the original Fallout 2, and then what the franchise has
Vale, ahora van a hablar de
sort of
Fallout.
growing and finding an even a new audience for
Fallout.
Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New
Es
Vegas,
guay.
Fallout 76 is something we really want to celebrate. And honestly, what's going on in Fallout 76 with the pit and your ability to continue to
La expansión de The Pit, que por fin llega, que la anunciaron creo que fue el año pasado o el anterior. La expansión de Fallout 76 y parece que ya va a llegar. Por fin, ya tocaba.
Is important in the evolution of Fallout 76.
Digo yo, pero ya
And just
Fallout
honestly how far that
76
game
no
has
lo he jugado.
come from its launch.
Pero imagino que la gente tendría...
Keenly aware of how that launch went, but we are also keenly aware of the incredible amount of effort and dedication from all of our teams across Bethesda to say, like, we believe in this thing and we want to give the fans more of what they want and the kind of experiences that they want. And where Fallout 76 is now is truly remarkable when you go back and look at sort of where we were and how far
Eso es
we've come
importante lo que estoy
and honestly how
comentando.
much cool stuff
Básicamente
is in
está
store
comentando
in the
que ellos
pits.
creían
It's gonna
en
be
Fallout
super fun.
76,
Excited to jump
creían
in,
en la
and again,
expansión
that's
de
one
The
of those
Pit
things that
y
I'm
querían
sure
darle
you
una
guys
expansión a algo pues que
attribute
realmente
to
mereciera la
the
pena.
community,
Porque si os acordáis, Fallout 76 cuando empezó se llevó una hostia grandiosa, pero grandiosa fue la hostia. Pero ellos creyeron en el juego y lo fueron mejorando poquito a poquito. Y ahora pues parece que la cosa ha cambiado bastante, para bien.
It's an amazing group of human beings and honestly one that we're honored to interact with and be a part of every day.
I love that, Pete. Before you make me cry, we're going to move on to Starfield, all right?
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about it. Starfield ended the show. I got to say, watching the trailer, breathtaking. It's one of those things from the different locations and
Starfield
just
breathtaking.
seeing the difference
Sí.
between that moon versus the populated city. Just amazing. The dog fighting, just everything was so
Cuando
awesome.
enseñaron esto yo ya
The team really
flipaba.
outdid
Cuando
themselves.
enseñaron
It's one of
esto
those
dices
things
que te
about
puedes
Bethesda
construir tu
Games
propia
Studios
nave en
game that I
Starfield,
always love, and
pilotarla
it's
y
been the
combatir.
case, honestly,
Es
since,
que
you know, I worked on Morrowind and Oblivion and all those games that, you know, we talked about. For
moló
every
muchísimo
single
todo
one, you
eso,
cannot pin
añadiéndole todo lo que hace
it's about
Bethesda con sus mundos, con sus universos. Que sí, que a nivel gráfico no es puntero. Nunca lo son en Bethesda. Bethesda tira más por tienes un pedazo de mundo inmenso, disfrútalo. Tienes un pedazo de mundo inmenso para ti, disfrútalo. Y eso va a ser Starfield. Bueno, en este caso no va a ser un mundo, va a ser un montón de mundos, ¿no? Pero un universo.
Sandbox with over 1,000 planets, so you can completely explore and say, yeah, but you don't have to. Like, it's entirely up to you to figure out
Alrededor de 1000
what is
planetas.
fun for me. Do I want story? Do I want to join factions?
A ver cómo
Do I
sale
wanna,
eso.
you know,
Eso también es
build
verdad.
outposts and
Igual
gather
están
resources to
yendo
build more
muy
cool
ambiciosos.
stuff. The team really puts all of those tools in the player's hands and step back and says, now it's time for you to tell the story of Starfield, which is your story, which is going to be different than mine, which is going to be different than everybody else's. And I think that's really where the magic of a Bethesda Game Studios game happens.
Speaking about the scope of everything, Todd said that this is what an epic RPG is. What does Bethesda define an epic RPG as?
I think, again, it's sort of leaning into, look, there's a lot of folks who take a lot of different approaches on what does an open world mean. And Bethesda Game Studios always pushes themselves to the most freedom and least limitations, right? Where the items in the world are all real things. You walk into a store and there's a bunch of weapons or whatever. Like, that's not just art on a countertop. Like, you could pick those up. You could steal them and run out of it. You can create chaos. Like, we don't want to put too many limits on what the player is or isn't allowed to do. We love it when players say, I wonder what happens if, and then they try it. And then they get to see, like, oh my Lord, chaos ensued and it was insanity. Everybody was shooting at me. And like, that's, I think, the beauty of Bethesda Game Studios. And there's been a number of ways that they push for you to explore that, right? It's not just one, it's you could spend thousands of hours doing nothing but shipbuilding and like focus that as all you're about, and that's okay. But you could also be about exploring every planet and finding all of the good, and that's okay. Or you could just play the main story and be like, I want a kind of experience that I'm guided through so that I can get to see stuff, and I might stop here and there. Oh, there's a cool side quest that I got.
Todo. Por ejemplo, en el Scrolls, en Skyrim, en Oblivion.
Because I'm a little, you know, it can be a little daunting to say,
bueno, ya me entendéis. Si la lías, te viene el guardia de turno, te mete en la cárcel. Puedes liarla muchísimo. Si la lías muchísimo, ya no es cárcel, ya van a por ti, van a matarte. Puedes comprarte una casa, puede ser el Landmark, puede ser el Jarl en Skyrim, ¿no? Puede ser, bueno, no sé lo que tú quieras. Puede ser reputado, puede ser un macarra, puede ser lo que tú quieras. Y aquí pues harán lo mismo. Pero claro, con casi 1000 planetas, ¿cómo van a gestionar todo eso? No lo sé. No todos tendrán lo mismo. Why do movie?
We talk about that a lot, that sort of water cooler moment. Exactly. Like, you come in the next day and you talk to everybody about what you did, and you were like, wait, I did that quest, but I did this completely different thing. And you sort of start to appreciate all of the choices that you could have made. You didn't even realize were an option. Like, oh, I didn't even think about doing that. Like, oh yeah, I just ran in and stole his ship and shot all of his crew members and took off. Like, you can do that? Like, oh yeah, you can do anything. Like that, I think that is a special part of a Bethesda Game Studios game. And when we say epic RPG, we mean all of the stories, all of them.
All right, you just gave me some ideas for stealing people's ships.
Tiene que ser un juego muy where they have a good cacodemon.
Now, we saw quite a bit of combat and action in the game. That seems to also be, in addition to exploring and everything, that seems to be another huge focus of the game.
Absolutely. I mean,
okay. I thought you were talking about the Dwayne Johnson movie.
Like, everybody's played Skyrim.
Which is not pretty bad movie, just not do a movie.
A big part of that. Unless you decide,
but the end parting of its person
if you're
is
one of those folks
awesome.
That says, actually, I'm going to do the alchemy thing, and I just go off and pick flowers and make potions and like live another life in another world this way.
Wait, there's a sequel?
Isn't part of it, but look, we know in an
is
epic
there a
RPG,
sequel
there's always bad
of
people
Dwayne Johnson
that,
Doom movie?
Shooting at you. Sometimes you got to return fire, and there's a lot of fun to be had there. And so, providing a lot of different skills that sort of determine how good
El
you
árbol
are
de
in combat,
habilidades.
combined with
El
all
árbol
the
de
different
habilidades.
weapons in the game, and then you layer in ship combat and all of these other things.
Típico,
It
¿no? También de
starts to
estos
sort of
juegos.
paint a picture of just how
Es que son,
broad or how
sistemas
the rabbit
solares
hole
enteros
goes.
It's
lo
going
que
to be
hay.
so impressive. And you touched on it a little bit, and I
Y lo
want to talk
mejor
about
es
it because
que
this was watching
reconocí
the
alguno de
video
ellos,
demo.
¿vale?
What I saw,
Cuidado.
and it really caught my eye, is around the ship. It's not just getting in the ship
Que-
and
que
that's your
puede
ship.
que sean reales
There's so
incluso.
much behind it. Can you
Más o
talk
menos.
about it a little bit?
Yeah, like every ship is customizable to the nth degree, and not just like cosmetically.
Esto,
I
esto.
want my ship
Look at
to look
this,
like
look at this.
or look like that.
You
Though,
can
obviously,
build
that's
your own
totally something that you
spaceship.
can do if all you care about is
Puedes
cosmetics.
montar
But it goes
tu
much deeper than
puñetera
that in
nave
terms of, like,
espacial
what kind
a
of
tu
shields you
gusto.
have, what kind of weapons you have, like what kind of ship are you building? What do you want it to be good at? What trade-offs are you willing to make or not? And then the other part of it is, of course,
Aquí
well,
los
you can't
modders
just,
se van a
like,
hacer
it's a
polvo.
spaceship. Those aren't cheap. So you have to figure out, like, how am I going to do this? Where do I get the resources to build this stuff? What kind of, skills do I need to level up to improve different parts of my ship beyond, what I could do without those skills? So there's a lot of, again, choices in terms of you get to decide that, how much you want to put into that or not. Do you just want to give somebody money for the parts that you want? Do you want to build it? All of those things
Tengo
are,
que decir que
are
esperaba
sort
que la
of part of
entrevista
the
sería
fun
más
of
corta.
deciding how much do you
También
want to
os lo
interact
digo.
with this and how do you
Me
want to
esperaba que sería un poquito de
Absolutely.
cada uno, ¿no?
Just as you mentioned, the scope, the level of player agency. something that I
ratazo este
feel
de
like
veces a que se
makes
están pegando,
Starfield
¿no?
such a
Aunque
special
bueno, a lo mejor se lo
experience.
quiten de encima
So
ya
between
y a otra
Redfall,
cosa
ESO,
mariposa.
Fallout 76 and Starfield, you all are just
We got a few
killing the
games
game.
coming. Yeah, we got a few games coming out.
It's going to be so great. Pete, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, Pete. Now, coming up, we'll hear from our friends around the world, including Squanch Games, Obsidian Entertainment, Playground Games, and of course, Xbox fans like you. But first, let's hear from the creators of one of the world's most popular Battle Royale games.
Bueno, van a hablar de Naraka Breakpoint. O sea, que van a decir del LOL. Hi everyone, I'm Raikou
We are
and
glad to share Naraka Breakpoint, a unique online
mira.
multiplayer action game
Pues ya
with
está.
players all around the globe. As a net
Van a hablar de Naraka.
24 Entertainment is joining hands with Microsoft to bring Naraka Breakpoint to consoles for the first
Que lo van a
time.
traer a
You can
consolas.
play the game on Xbox Series X and S, as well as Windows next week.
A
We're
partir de la
also
semana que
joining
viene.
Xbox Game Pass,
Obviamente en
a
Game Pass.
platform with a huge
Si no lo
player
dicen, no
base
están a gusto.
and a vast, bright future. Naraka has been so well received on the PC platform. I am so grateful to the players for their love and support. As a competitive survival game incorporating a lot of action elements, Naraka features a range of characters with unique personalities. Each hero draws from different civilizations and cultures. Battles allow for a great degree
Ojo,
of strategic play. You've got a wealth of melee and ranged weapons to choose from, and a vast map filled with interactive elements to explore.
Pasa que
Perhaps you'll
este
engage
formato
your
en
foes in
realidad,
samurai combat,
Assault Calibur
katanas
7,
at the ready, or maybe you use Persian assassin techniques.
more or less, it's like some kind of battle royale.
With your grappling hook,
So like
fly
you
between
have
temple
quests
walls and across bamboo forests.
in the map, but you have to battle
Beyond
too.
solo endeavors, you can also party up with friends and use group tactics to flatten your foes. That's Naraka's underlying design philosophy, that you're unchained and have the freedom to choose how you play. Collect soul jades to change how you play, transform your katana strikes, and make your cannon a weapon of mass destruction. Each hero can be customized too, whether you want to rush into battle as a berserker warrior or cast fireballs as a sorcerer. The choice is yours. We can't forget to mention our unique
So
face
it's not
customization system too.
really, this looks
You'll
nice,
never
but this is
need to worry
exclusive
about running into a
Xbox
doppelganger
and
on the
PC.
battlefield,
It's
because
exclusive to
you're able
Xbox and
edit your
PC.
hero's features to your heart's content. You can even recreate your favorite faces. As we approach Naraka's first launch anniversary, we're introducing a brand new weapon, the Twin Blades, releasing together with the Xbox and Game Pass editions.
As long as they
Blades
say
strike with the speed of a raging tempest and
they
swooping
check
blows.
into Xbox
We've seen similar
systems
weapons in other games,
as the
but
first
here
time
in
console.
Naraka, it comes with a style all its
So
own.
I don't know if it's gonna be a
Charging up strikes is usually a
temporary
high-risk,
exclusivity,
high-reward move.
Or they just belong to Xbox already.
And keep your momentum.
I'm not sure
as you
about that.
Unleash a flurry of combos on foes.
But it's on
Since
PC
its
already.
release, Naraka Bladepoint has launched its own faction clash
I don't
game
know if
mode
it's on Mac.
with Omni's Nightmare and the thrilling limited time mode Shadow Surge. There have been many casual modes to play as well, but our community has eagerly asked for a campaign mode. We're always listening to our player base, and we're happy to announce that the wait is over. Players will see the first chapter of our campaign mode.
Hostia, modo
Form
campaña.
teams of 3 to take
Modo
on new
campaña.
enemies
Ah, esto es
and
lo que les
massive
faltaba.
bosses.
A mí estos juegos me los tienen que dar con campaña, si no, no me mola.
Won't be as easy as
Porque me canso
disarming
rápido
other
del
players.
Battle Royale.
PvP and campaign mode are two entirely different games. Further campaign chapters are
Ahora sí que
also
está
in the works,
interesante.
so we're eager to hear any feedback you have for us. We are also working on an Xbox One version and hope to see more players join Naraka later this year. Naraka is launching on Xbox Series X and S and Windows Store on June 23rd, and it's included with Game Pass at launch day. Now's your chance to dive into the world of Naraka Bladepoint.
快来体验我生无拘吧！
Xbox Game Studios. Anunciado Games, vale. Vale.
History is filled with moments of
Este ya,
greatness.
claro que los enseñaron todos, ¿no?
Some well known, some lost to time.
Este es ese juego de estrategia en el cual te permitía modificar la historia real, ¿no? Entre comillas.
How would you reshape the world? What new stories would you tell? And when your people speak, would you listen? How would you lead them in this new world?
Qué calorazo que hace, por favor. Abriría la puerta, pero es que es época de petardazos aquí. Es un festival ahora mismo.
History is filled with moments of
Así que
greatness.
prefiero sufrir un poquito y abriré después cuando no moleste. It's your world now. Ahora, Story Untold. Play day one with Game Pass.
I'm excited to welcome our friends from Oxide Games for a closer look at their historical grand strategy game for PC called Habrá, History Untold. Dan, Michelle,
Vale, van a hablar de este
thank you for
juego ahora.
joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And on behalf of the entire studio, we are really excited to be here and finally be able to talk about Habrá.
I mean, we all are excited too. You just had the world premiere 2 days ago for Habrá. And I have to say, I'm a really, really big history fan. I love me some history, so I've been looking forward to talking to you two about this. Now, we all know this
Esto
is
es
not
un
your first
RTS,
strategy
¿vale?
game, but the
Por
vision
si
behind Habrá is so
estaba la
ambitious.
duda.
So tell us more about it. And also for those who are new to Oxide Games, we would love to hear more about the studio as well.
So, Oxide Games was founded 9.5 years ago in my basement, actually, from the development leads of Civilization V. And our goal is to push strategy games to the next level.
And what's really great about working on
O
a
sea,
new
fondo,
IP is that you don't have
ojo,
kind of these previous
que es del club
expectations that a
de los
sequel would
estudios de
have.
garaje,
And so the sky
cuidado.
really was the limit, and we got to really take
Y
the
con la
genre to a
filosofía de
new space.
Civilization.
And we really hope that not only will fans of strategy games like this, but people who've never played a
Hostia,
strategy
pues,
before will
telita,
find
¿eh?
something they love as well.
You're absolutely taking it to the next level. I think I saw like a drone was in like the 18th century or something like that. It's very, very fascinating. And I think that like, if you're someone who really enjoys
Obviously,
history, it's bringing like all of the worlds together, all the
They're
periods
not
of
gonna
time
say if
together,
a
and that's
game is
grand
gonna be
vision in
multi-platform
itself.
right here,
So
because
how does the vision
that's
of
mainly
Habrá
for
impact the
Xbox
player experience in the game?
Showcase. So
So one of the kind of big things we wanted to
we
do
won't
with
know
Habrá was really
unless
explore
we go and
how
explore
to
the
make the game
games
less
already.
about finding that
O sea,
optimal
básicamente lo que estoy
strategy,
comentando es
optimal
que
path, and really bring in
aquí no
ways
van a
to make
decir
it
son
more
juegos
meaningful to the player,
multiplataforma,
make it easy to
evidentemente,
themselves.
porque esto va de
So what are
Xbox, ¿no?
different kinds of choices we can bring to the player so that when
Pero
you
bueno,
play
si a un
it's
juego os
different than when I
interesa,
play, and yet
a
we
no
can
ser
work
que sea un
together
estudio de
together.
Xbox,
How can we
obviamente,
do things to really
puedes ir a
impact
mirarlo y
agency,
explorar
expression, and really let you express your
informar sobre el
values and
juego
your play
y
styles through the different
ya
mechanics
está,
of the
¿vale?
product.
Simplemente lo
And
lo
Dan, what
consultáis
about you?
y ahí
How does
saldrá.
the vision impact the overall experience?
So one of the big things that we've been working on is what we call the living world. We wanted the expression of the game to manifest itself in a way that felt authentic and cool. So we've spent a lot of effort on making sure that the choices that you make are expressed in a visual way. And so you're going to see your citizens doing things that reflect the choices that you've made. And this is actually really challenging. So one of the goals when we founded Oxide was to not have to tell the designers, no, you can't do that thing. And so the game is obviously huge. It's just massive. And so it was a very large technological constraint from doing something like that. But we have our own proprietary engine that allows us to really bring this alternate Earth to life.
I think that's the beauty, right? Because in history, the great thing about learning history is that you learn about culture, you learn about stories, you learn about things that are probably brand new to your eyes. But the way that Ara helps you remix, reimagine, and rewrite history is a beautiful sight to see. And I'm excited to get my hands on it, and I'm sure everyone else is who's watching. So let us know, where can we learn more about it, and when can we get our hands on it? Because I need it today.
So if you head over to the website, you can sign up for the Insider program, which will give you a chance to join the technical alpha and play the game later this summer, which is super exciting.
Vale, van a abrir un alfa, ¿vale? Aquí en la web podéis apuntaros. Y si tenéis suerte, os dejan a jugar al alfa que sale este veranito.
Thanks for having us.
Grounded is finally leaving early access and moving into full release with a highly anticipated story mode. Here's Adam Brennicke and Eric Dorabella from Obsidian Entertainment to tell us more.
Behind the scenes, Grounded. A mí estas mierdas en verdad me gustan, ¿vale? Que te expliquen cómo... Bueno, su filosofía, los estudios de los juegos, el cómo hacen los juegos, verdad me gusta. O sea que igual para un evento sobre juegos tochos de Xbox, pues igual se hace un poquito pesado también, ¿no? Yo lo entiendo. Pero... quizás es... Mola porque dan a conocer a los desarrolladores, ¿no? Sobre todo para los pequeñitos, pues es un plus muy grande, ¿no? Esa oportunidad. Y aparte, pues que te explican cositas y anécdotas, ¿no?
One of the things that we did early on was establish the art style of Grounded. Things started like coming to life as we did the initial prototypes. And like seeing some of the cool things.
Mira
like
los
the
dibujitos.
first time we added like the spider into the yard, seeing the reactions of people in the office, like even like jump scares, like people screaming.
Ostras.
The team is very small. It's the smallest team I've ever worked on at Obsidian. I wanted everyone to be able to participate on the design side of things. So I said everyone.
O sea, es el equipo más pequeño de Obsidian el que está haciendo este
juego.
juego.
I think that extends into our community and how we're
eso es Unreal, eso es Unreal.
Game preview and early access.
That's probably one of the big successes of the game is.
O me lo ha parecido. Estaba muy borroso, pero parecía Unreal.
Take all their feedback and suggestions. I think it's super rad.
For a game developer too, that is a huge thing.
Tengo que ponerme las pilas con Unreal, en serio.
Of what they're liking, what they're not liking, and all those
Bueno, tengo que ponerme las pilas con todo, en general.
Much better game at the end of the day.
Pero con Unreal, bien.
We're at that point now that the yard's getting finished, and now we can play through the story. There's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of things that I think players aren't going to expect. And I
think I know what you're talking about. I cannot wait to see players' reactions. I know a lot of players are just waiting for the story to be finished.
Este juego me recuerda tanto a Cariño cogido a los niños, con Rick Moranis y con... Bueno, Pesabilidad de Aventuras, ¿no? Bueno, eran 2 o 3, creo. Recomendadísimas, ¿eh? De mi infancia. Son viejitas. I hope they didn't show more of the crappy horror TV show. They don't.
The Mantis. What can they expect from this?
So we're super excited to finally show off the
I
Mantis.
feel like they won't show
a big ask from
at least right here
that they want to see a praying mantis in the game.
They've been asking
more about the Halo.
Do we have anything else that the players can get excited about?
You know, the mantis is just a little tease of one of the new boss fights,
TV
but
show.
There's more to come, right? Like potentially many boss fights that we have planned for the full release of Grounded. There's a lot more secrets and other things to uncover.
When we
just saw that show, now that you mention.
Super crazy, and then we hit the next
I saw the first movie of Halo, which is pretty good.
Right?
Yeah, in Xbox.
Except it's a spin-off.
That
You don't
just
see
goes to
Master
show
Chief
that we
until
have
the
a-
end, but it's
a
pretty good.
fantastic game. Everyone's just so surprised at
But
like,
this new
how
show, I see nothing.
much Grounded has grown.
I just hope that players and the community
Me preguntaba
understand
por
how
la...
important they are
Bueno,
and impactful.
espera que no muestren nada de la serie de
And
Halo
we're so
aquí.
thankful for everyone's support along the way. It's
Y
been
bueno,
an
yo creo
amazing
que
journey, and we're
comento que
finally
no creo
at
que muestren
almost
algo
at the
de
finish
Halo
line,
aquí,
right?
porque aquí van a hablar de
I think,
juegos en
we
principio, ¿no?
wouldn't be
Más que nada.
here without our amazing
Y que yo no he
community,
visto la serie de
support.
Halo. Lo que vi fue la película que hicieron hace tiempo, un spin-off. Un poquito decepcionante entre comillas, ¿vale? Porque es una academia, ¿no? de soldados al final, y hasta que se lía prácticamente, que llega Covenant, llega el pacto, y Master Chief que llega al final. Bueno, Flight Simulator. Buena forma de promocionarlo. Me recuerda un poco a cuando Tom Cruise promocionó la peli de Top Gun Maverick, la que lió con el periodista. Fue tremendísima. Que lo metió en un jet y se fueron a volar por ahí a hacer piruetas.
All right, Ferris, right across the Potomac, that's where our contact is.
Are we headed towards Arlington?
It's still secret. I'm sorry.
York, what is this place?
Oh, you'll see. Let's go.
Wow, un museo de la aviación parece, ¿no? ¡Qué guapo!
Wow, look at this place. Nick, how's it going?
Hello.
Paris, I would like to introduce
Sí,
Nick
es un
Partridge
museo
from the Smithsonian
aeroespacial.
National Air and Space Museum.
Thank you for having me. But this makes a lot of sense. I saw during the trailer there was a collaboration between the Smithsonian National
Ahora
Air and
aparece
Space
Maverick
Museum
por aquí.
and Flight Simulator. Here we are at the
Y nos
National Air and
volvemos
Space
locos.
Museum. So let's talk about that collaboration. Tell me more about that.
Well, Jorg and I have been talking for more than a year. He was looking for me, and it turns out I was looking for him to ask the same question, which was, don't you think that our organizations have a lot in common? Dedicated to bringing flight to everyone, and
I was looking for the Spirit of St. Louis, which is in the Smithsonian ever since 1928. And
Spirit
the
of St.
Smithsonian was
Louis.
gracious enough. They gave us a millimeter perfect scan, which is what we'll feature in the 40th anniversary edition. But as Nick and I kept talking, it was very clear, you know, the world's foremost museum for air and space, the Smithsonian. Yeah. And Microsoft
Of the
celebrating
movie
its 40th
Here You From the
anniversary. It's
Kids.
a match made in heaven.
No,
And there's
it
lots
is
of things we
not,
could
but
do.
obviously it's
authenticity,
pretty similar.
accuracy, access,
It's
it's all
pretty
there.
similar.
We're hoping that if everyone has as much
There are
fun
some
in the community with
differences
the
though.
content that we initially
This is more
collaborated on,
modern
a couple of our
style.
most historic aircraft and some of the other aircraft in this
But
center are
damn, when it's on
already
the
in
trailer,
simulator.
so
Maybe
I
we can
say
jump in
it's,
with both feet and
hey,
do more
I
in the
shouldn't
years
the
to
kids.
come. Maybe even, who knows,
That
we'll go
movie
crazy. We'll put the
from
space shuttle in.
Rick Moranis, no? But no, it's
Oh,
not.
that sounds
It's.
amazing.
I think the story is based on that.
All right, you guys have never been
Obviously.
here before,
No,
right?
this is my first time.
Right, so,
Básicamente me
keep your
pregunta
eyes peeled,
si
stick
aquel juego
together,
Grounded
and,
es,
Jorg, I've got something special
es,
for you right
es de
around
la
here.
película de cariño coge de los niños, porque es que es obvio, ¿no? Es que está ahí, la referencia es clarísima. Pero en principio creo que no. En principio creo que no, aunque la historia, jolín, la historia está ahí, ¿vale? La historia parte de la misma base. Más o menos.
All of them in Flight Sim?
Maybe not all of them, but we hope a lot of them. In the 40th anniversary that comes out this fall, we already have 3. We have the Wright Flyer, the Spirit of St. Louis, and the DC-3. And we hope to get a few more. As Nick and I were talking, there's a lot of things we could do.
Este juego es un despliegue técnico de la hostia. Flight Simulator. Es un despliegue técnico de la hostia. Pero claro, es un simulador de vuelo. Vale, no esperéis más.
It just keeps going. So, what else is happening?
Tampoco pretende serlo. Más.
Like the Concorde here. We've been doing a major
Le
update
basta y le
ever since
sobra.
we launched every month since August 2020. And just today, we're actually launching World Update 10. And guess what?
Tell me.
It's the United States. And it's huge. We have a dozen cities, a new height field, brand new aerials, new missions, new airports, new everything. And as
Una nueva
always,
actualización ya
it's
disponible.
free. And check out this beauty. This is the Beechcraft Model 18. They call it the Twin Beach. It's a famous plane, and that's also launching today. And it's a great coincidence.
It's actually a huge coincidence. Jorg's been working on that Beechcraft since before we met, but it's a great example of how much we already had in common.
So, Jorg, what can we expect the rest of the year from Flight Sim?
We have a ton of great things coming up. So today is World Update 10. We have 2 more World Updates, one in August and one in October.
También lo digo, thank you Tamani for being here because you are doing this more easy, because this could be pretty boring without any conversation because they're just talking.
So
thank you. Le estaba dando las gracias a Taimanin por pasarse, ¿no? A pesar de que ya es más de PlayStation. Para compartir aquel momentito y así de conversación, ¿no? Que también mola, porque obviamente esto están todo el rato hablando y quizás puede hacerse un poquito aburridito. Pero bueno, también mola, ¿no? Hacer ambas cosas cuando se permite, ya que esto es disfrutar, esto es despliegue gráfico, despliegue técnico, disfrutar y escuchar un poquito lo que comentan.
Real-to-life airliner, the A310 from Airbus, by a brand new partner called Builds, a great development team. In fact, of the 10 planes we're bringing, most of them
es que fijaos la de aviones que están metiendo, ¿eh?
So it's a really
La de aviones que están metiendo.
Now, how do I get
y cómo se ven todos y cada uno de ellos.
The 40th anniversary edition is a free upgrade.
This has just been an incredible experience, seeing all these planes and going through the history and everything.
Un upgrade gratuito por el 40 aniversario va a ser
Thanks
esto.
for coming to DC, Paris. Thank you, Nick, for the great collaboration with the Smithsonian and for kicking off the 40th anniversary edition of Flight
Claro,
Sim.
pues la
It's so
colaboración
wonderful.
que
Thank you so
hicieron, ¿no?
much.
Con el Smithsonian. Creo que es el Smithsonian. Ah, sí, Smithsonian. Ahí abajo lo pone. Jolín. Y a todo eso añadirle lo que ya
Today was a
anunciaron.
good day, but now I have a need for speed.
Need for
I'm
speed.
headed to the danger zone, baby.
Going to the danger zone. Going to the Top Gun Maverick expansion. Top Gun Maverick expansion time in. Top Gun Maverick expansion time in. They're going to add Top Gun to the game. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hostia, ¿en Madrid?
I came in Madrid just yesterday to be here in FanFest Xbox, and I'm so excited.
Jolín.
Estamos aquí en Madrid para ver.
Now it's all talking.
Solamente le tengo muchísimas ganas.
Well, basically, that's the second part. The previous e-show, Kojima haciendo Kojima. Yeah, in the previous e-show, sorry. In the previous showcase, the Xbox and Bethesda from 2 days ago, it was all about games and trailers and more games and trailers and trailers and trailers and gameplay. But in this time, they're not showing more trailers, more games, but they're literally talking about what they show.
I feel very welcome.
Yeah, and the G4, the early 2000 and the E3 from last year was awesome.
Just a snippet
The
of
E3
Squanch Games,
Xbox
and
from
we're
last
here
year
to talk about
was
High on Life, our new
was
action,
brutal.
adventure, comedy, Metroidvania, first-person shooter that is nothing at
Metroidvania?
all, a little bit like Microsoft Excel. All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends.
No me trolees. But yes, actually, this is an expansion from the other
It's our game, High on
showcase
Life.
from 2 days ago.
Pretty insane. There's a lot to talk about.
Let's dive in.
So
Jeff,
instead
you're typically known
of
for
doing
working
what
in
they did
animation.
for some,
What brings you into the world of games?
Jeff
Why
Keighley
are
did
you in the
for
world of games?
Summer
Yeah,
Games
I'm
Fest,
obsessed
where
with games.
he showed
Have been
some
my whole
trailers
life.
and then
Always had ideas,
some
always had, you know, things I would love to
developers
make, but just
talking
never thought
and
I could
dynamics
ever
and
step into that arena because
and ads
I
and
I
more
lack-
people talking
I lack all
and
the
some
skills
trailers and more people talking.
Other than,
They
other
did
than like
first
creative
the trailers and
direction,
now
creative ideas, like
this
other than
is
that, I lack all the
developers
skills to
talking about them
execute.
But that's why,
and some explanation
that's
about
part
the
of why you want
games.
to start Squanch, right? Is like to be able to have an idea like that and let it grow to something amazing.
And to be able to
not
be creatively free. I wanted to make games that I wanted to play. And that was sort of the spark that just lit the fire of Squanch Games. And then we shipped Trover and we shipped Accounting Plus. And now we're on this absolutely
So no,
dream
there are
game.
gonna be
This is like our
announcements in
real
this
legit swing at
showcase.
like a proper,
Well, at least
you
not
know, like
important
we're indie, but,
announcements.
like this is like our triple
Because
A,
they
like,
did them
or is
2
it
days
triple
ago.
I for indie?
We're triple I.
Yeah. This is a triple I game.
So the story of our game mostly follows like Earth being invaded by this evil criminal cartel of aliens who come
Pero sí que
in and
quizás un
kidnap
poquito de
humans and start
equilibrio, un
selling them
poquito
on
más
the black
equilibrado
market
no
for
estaría mal
drugs.
tampoco,
And
¿no?
you're the one human who has to team up with the talking gun and stop them.
Bueno, básicamente me estaba preguntando que, jolín, que recuerda cuando antes eran solo anuncios estos eventos y ahora pues gente hablando y hablando y hablando y hablando. Entonces le comentaba, ¿no? Que es que hace 2 días pues hubo el showcase de los trailers y los anuncios y ahora pues en esta segunda parte lo que hacen es comentar esos anuncios, ¿no? Esos trailers. A diferencia de lo que hizo Geoff Keighley en el Summer Game Fest, que fue un batiburrillo de todo y aquello se hizo pues como se hizo. Entonces, así cada uno, yo creo, se coge la parte que le interesa. Pero los diseños, qué guapos. O sea, cada uno se queda con la parte que le interesa, ¿no? Aunque quizás un equilibrio, un poquito mix, ¿no? Quizás... ¿Ves? Más cositas así, que te enseñan cositas, ¿no? Está guay, está guay. No sea tanto palique, tanto hablar todo el rato. Aunque sea hablando de los mismos juegos. Y de vez en cuando un pequeño trailer así menor, chiquitín. Si queréis.
They're all shaped somewhat like a gun you'd find on Earth, but they've evolved to be just gun-like in their own way.
Sí,
And so this race of Gatlians each has their own unique personality, their
el
unique
juego
set
de
of
las pistolas
abilities,
parlantes
and
que
you're
disparan
gonna
por
be
el culo.
rescuing them from this evil alien cartel, and together, you gotta stop the bad guys.
And get more Gatlians.
Yeah, collect more Gatlians.
Yeah,
They're shooting from their
Have
asses.
very different experiences depending on what gun they favor.
Yeah, you kind of pick your favorite companion to have out a lot and hear their dialogue, be part of different dialogue scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at us, blasting away!
And sometimes you can unlock the guns in a different order than another player has. So
That's
when you
right.
go back through a level, you'll see
Sí,
things
sí,
that
so
you wouldn't be
weird.
able to access if you did it
Esto es
in the other
muy
order. So
chungo.
come back.
That's a huge
Esto es
one.
muy...
All right, so we've talked about this crazy good game that sounds amazing. Why should people be excited to play it?
As a studio, we are attempting to bring A-level adult comedy into video games.
Something I love about Squanch is we would put a lot of effort into things that a lot of other studios wouldn't even bother.
Claro, es que obviamente aquí está detrás el creador de Rick y Morty, ¿vale? Con lo cual podéis imaginar que va a ser un humor adulto muy absurdo.
I love that stuff. I love like edge casing and like.
No te
like,
cuento.
Yeah, like if a player's trying to break the game
You
in a
didn't see the
certain
knife.
way, and then you have an answer for
You
that.
didn't
for
see the
them,
knife.
That is like such a memorable and amazing moment. It's almost like watching TV, but the viewer is able to reach into the TV and poke a thing.
Sí, los ositos
and
amorosos.
The character has to respond to that, and there's so much fun to be had. For the
You can
most
skip
part.
it all. We worked really hard on it. If you want to skip it.
Yeah, if you want to just like miss out on like, you know,
Yeah,
some
if you're
of
like
the
a big
coolest...
dummy and you don't want to play the game at all, that's fine. We're not going to judge you. We're just going to be upset.
Play, definitely, October. Juégalo. The knife just is crazy. It's a psycho. Scarebeards. The knife is just stop everything, stop something. Whoa. Slasher detected. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Creo que ya se anunció. Pero me da igual. Ese juego ya. Ya se viene. Da igual lo que tarde, pero ya. La matanza de Texas es un must. Really? A Chainsaw Massacre? Yes, really, a Chainsaw Massacre game.
Pentiment is a narrative adventure game set in 16th century
Not
Bavaria,
that.
which is part of the Holy Roman Empire. You play a
Este
character
juego me
named
gustó
Andreas
también,
Mahler, who is
Pentiment.
an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of murders and scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of about 25 years.
Vale, es una historia a base de asesinatos y misterio.
There's an older painting underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape
Tenía
away the
movies
top layer, you see what's left behind. This has a bunch of significance. Obviously, you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time.
I better.
When I saw narrative-driven games,
I don't know if it's gonna be related to any movie.
I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by
It was
the
a weird
relationships
movie.
between characters and the stories that played out over time.
The
Hannah
reboot
Kennedy was really
of
integral to
Chainsaw
defining the art style
Massacre.
of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing.
Me encanta el estilo, que parece es un libro. Es el estilo de las ilustraciones de los libros de aquella época. Hostia, es una lección muy buena,
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old.
La animación tiene pinta de ser esqueletal, Digo que tiene pinta, ojo, Tiene pinta por el movimiento que hacen. E igual no, ¿vale? Podría ser que no. Pero... Bueno,
I think the
es
16th
difícil de
century
ver
has
a
always
simple
been
vista.
really interesting to me because it was a time of such social upheaval in Europe. I think when we look at social change in the past, it seems
no lo
like
es.
it's a thing that always happens outside
No
of
lo
our
es, no lo
time.
es.
But right now,
La han simulado
I think we're maybe
para que se vea
more
ortopédico.
than ever that social change is happening constantly, and people are always struggling with it. It's always a difficult process, and so
Si
I hope
fijas en la
that
ropa
by
se
looking
nota.
at people from the past, we can see that even though the setting might be different and the specific issues might be different, ultimately we
Bueno, no sabría
always
qué
struggle
deciros,
with social change.
Parece que hay partes que sí, partes que no. Ese movimiento del pelo... Behind the scenes as this falls.
Just putting on this bandana.
Este me tiró un poquito para atrás. Este me tiró un poquito para atrás.
It's such a bad idea.
All you had to do was keep your mouth shut.
I'm gonna override this.
Is your life mission to cause harm?
Yeah. This is my favorite shot of the whole game. This one.
Más que nada por la temática, no por otra cosa. Novela visual con tomas de decisiones a lo... Bueno, como ya se ha visto en otros juegos, ¿no? De Quantic Dream, por ejemplo.
And about sharing these stories with the people you love. I think we should stick to the plan.
Pues es la temática del drama familiar otra vez.
My inspiration from TV shows, prestige shows like, Breaking Bad, Fargo. I really love Dog Day Afternoon.
Uno que se basa en Breaking Bad y Fargo.
You try that again, and every last one of them leaves in a body bag.
When you write for interactive stories, it's all about the stakes. You want big choices, the tentpole ones that
Al menos no han dicho las películas de Antena 3 los fines de semana por la tarde, que también podría serlo.
Weave in the smaller stakes, the drama bit, like the relationships. Are you gonna stay married?
When you lost your job, this wall went up, and I missed you, okay?
The game deals with very mature themes that you don't normally find in a video game. It really gives you agency over characters that are relatable, that are familiar to you. It's like an interactive story, but with the power of video game behind it.
I only gotta yell and my brothers will come.
Now hold your horses, young man. I think you should at least listen to what I have to say.
In the first book, it's mainly structured around a hostage situation in a motel in the middle of the desert in Arizona, so it's a pressure cooker.
You want your wife to live? Answer and do exactly what I say.
Book 2 takes another approach entirely, and it's a chase across multiple states in the US.
There's nowhere else to run.
As Dusk Falls is an interactive show, but the important part here
A ver,
is the
que
word
aquí le molan
interactive.
las novelas
The
visuales,
players are very much needed to help the
que no sean
character on
tan,
their journey and decide
tan
what's gonna
novela,
happen
tanta
to them,
lectura, que
help
sea
them
más
grow and change.
toma de decisiones y elige tu propia aventura, pues les puede molar bastante. Para mi gusto le sobra realismo. Me gusta más que sea más fantástico. Pero simplemente eso.
Some of your true self comes out into that thinking.
I don't know, what would you do? I'll try to, yeah.
And at the end of the game, when you play, we tell you about your playstyle, and it reveals something about the player themselves, their values, and the way they interact with the others that they played with.
I think for me, one of the really important things was that this art style could tell lots of different types of stories. We want to take really beautiful, sort of subtle facial performances, really strong dramatic moments, and just really represent that such that every frame is a painting.
It's a single player and multiplayer.
O sea, quieren simular que cada frame sea como una pintura, como un dibujo, y obviamente lo han conseguido porque se ve de escándalo en ese sentido.
Gamers are going to love this game as well because it's a very mature, in-depth story. But this game really taps into your life skills rather than.
O sea, no va a ser animación fluida, obviamente eso ya se veía a simple vista, que sino que va a ser más rollo escenas estáticas, quizás con un leve movimiento de frames. Pero no va a dejar de ser una novela. Una novela ilustrada.
Take the cash. It's been a massive journey and I can't believe we're just like so close, touching distance to this game. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it when it's
Y el efecto
done.
del juego, qué guapo les quedaba así, ¿eh? Dusk Falls. ¿Solo o multiplayer? ¡Hostias! De esto no me había percatado yo.
Let's check out what mysteries,
Slime
adventures,
Rancher.
and, of course, slimes are waiting for us
Un
in the
poquito más
new
relajado.
vibrant world of Slime Rancher 2.
Hello, I am Victor Humphreys. Bueno, un científico que nos va a introducir al mundo de Slime Rancher 2. Slime Rancher 2. Bueno, este ya lo vimos también, ¿no? Ya verás cómo lo enseñan todo menos Silson. Ya veréis. Que es el que todo el mundo tenía ganas de ver ahora mismo. Pero está curioso este, ¿eh? Está curiosito este. Slime Rancher. Anda, atraviesan sus distintos cubículos. Bueno, ya sabéis de qué va esto, ¿no? Básicamente capturar, que se ve precioso, por cierto. Capturar esos slimes adorables. Resolver pequeños puzzles, parece ser. Explorar y capturar. Mira qué bonito. Obtención de materiales, parece ser. Oh no, what a mess. We're just like roaches now. ¡Hala! A capturarlos otra vez. Bueno, un pequeño tráiler así... simpaticón. No está mal.
All right, time to get going. First trip in a while.
Major Nelson.
Australia. Passport. I need a passport. Where's my passport? Passport.
That's me doing the suitcase. Estoy haciéndome la maleta. Oh, sí, cuántas veces he vivido eso. ¿Qué? ¿Por qué? O sea, te pasas del peso y quitas un muñeco hinchable. O sea, ¿por qué?
Let's go. Let's go.
A ver, ¿qué hay? FanFest Melbourne. O sea, todo ese rollo para hablar de FanFest. Pero chavales, que se ve Madrid. A tope. Aunque... Selfie con Simpson, la madre que los parió. Oh, qué guapo, ¿no? Presentaron una Xbox allí. Una carcasa, firmada y todo. ¡Qué guapo! A ver, que también os digo que de estos, ya que el evento es el que es, con que me pongas uno ya me vale. Con que me pongas uno ya me vale, no hace falta que los pongas todos. Behind the scenes, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels coming to Forza.
We are so excited to tell you all about Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels, the first
Si no hablan
expansion
de
for
Forza,
Forza
no se
Horizon
quedan a
5.
gusto.
So Mike, let's start with why the
Pero
team
es Hot
decided
Wheels.
to bring Hot Wheels to Forza Horizon 5.
Ahora tengo sentimientos
Our fans have been
encontrados.
telling us for years about how much they loved Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels expansion. So we've been waiting for the right time to bring everyone another Hot Wheels
This is so
adventure.
cool.
Forza Horizon 5 presented the perfect opportunity to bring Hot Wheels to life like never before with the power of the Xbox Series X and S.
It really does sound like the perfect time for Forza Horizon and Hot Wheels. So I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about what to expect being in the clouds of Mexico this time.
Yes, you travel to the clouds above Mexico to visit the Hot Wheels Park, which is comprised of over 200 kilometers of the
Obviamente, si es el
fastest, most
5,
extreme
tiene que estar
tracks
en México.
yet. Once there,
Mustang,
you'll join the Hot
Hot
Wheels
Wheels
Academy
Mustang.
and set out to take on Forza Horizon's most extreme racing yet and prove
Yes,
yourself
Forza
a Hot Wheels
Horizon,
legend.
Let's go.
What I
As
love
well
about
as the iconic orange Hot
Forza
Wheels
Horizon
track,
or Forza
you'll take on
basically,
new driving
it's the
experiences
realism
across
they put. It's
gravity-defying
awesome.
magnet
They
tracks, as well as
scan
ice,
every
water flume, and
single
rumble
thing
tracks.
to
So we
do
spoke
any
loads
single
about
model,
biomes in the build-up to
both
Forza
for
Horizon 5's launch. Are we
cars
expecting something
and for the
similar in Forza
environment.
Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as well?
Yes, so we're
And
truly going to
it's
see
great.
the power of the Xbox Series
O
X.
sea, básicamente, bueno, a ella le encantan los Mustang, ¿no? Y bueno, yo le estaba comentando que sí, bueno, es un Mustang pero de Hot Wheels en este caso, porque esta es la expansión de Hot Wheels.
We have the rugged Giants Canyon, where you'll hear the
Y
growl
bueno, básicamente aquí en el juego están comentando que realmente seguimos en México. Ya sabéis que Forza Horizon 5 se basa en México, pero van a visitar el parque de Hot Wheels. Y básicamente se les va un poco la olla, ¿vale? Y han montado una pista enorme de Hot Wheels.
And there's more, because new players can jump into Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as early as possible during the main game's initial experience.
And how are people going to be able to use Event Lab in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels?
So in Event Lab, you'll have the freedom to design, build and share using the new Hot Wheels Creation Kit. That's over 80 new track and stunt pieces that instantly snap together thanks to our new
Creación, o
building
sea, kit de creación de Hot
tools. You
Wheels.
can then share your creations with the entire
Ostras.
community for players to discover and play. We are anticipating our community
if
building
only-
an ever-evolving
it's-
catalogue
this
of
one
new
is exclusive to
player-created Hot
Xbox.
Wheels events that everyone will
Forza is
enjoy.
for
They all
Microsoft
sound absolutely
only.
incredible, Mike, but I'm going to ask you the most important question in the room. Can you tell me a bit more about the cars?
Yes, so we have 10 new amazing cars coming to the pack, including 4 new Hot Wheels cars, which have been scaled up to real-life proportions. We have the Diora 2, the Bad to the Blade, the Baja Bone Shaker, and the Chevrolet Hot Wheels Copo Camaro. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels introduces the most extreme tracks we've seen yet in Forza. So we've added some new extreme track toys and hypercars to go with them.
Love that.
I want to call out the Hennessy Venom F5 and the Mosler MT900 GT3. Their speed is unlike anything we've seen before.
So we know Forza Horizon 5 fans naturally love co-op, so how is that continuing in Hot Wheels?
So, in a first for Forza, you can join up with your friends and play from the very start of the experience in co-op. You and your friends will then take on
Y este es otro despliegue técnico de la hostia, que era también lo que estaba comentando antes, ¿no? Es un despliegue técnico, bueno, ya lo comentaron también en el otro showcase y un poquito yo también, ¿no? Produciendo más que nada. Es un despliegue de la hostia. Bueno, ya se ve.
I absolutely love that. Final question now, though. When can we expect to play?
Yes, so Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels releases on July 19th on Xbox Series X and S,
19 de
Xbox
julio.
One, Windows PC and Steam.
Mike, thank you so
Windows
much for
PC en
joining me.
Steam.
This has been so much
También estará en
fun.
PC y en
I
Steam.
cannot wait to play.
El pack de Hot Wheels también. Ahora estaba con la duda sobre si Forza estaría en Steam, en PC. Duda resuelta. No me acordaba, ¿qué queréis que os diga? No me acordaba. Fall Guys. Bueno, igual que pasó con el otro showcase, ¿no? ¿Fue el de PlayStation? Ahora no me acuerdo. Pues una versión de Fall Guys. Con sus trajecitos. En este caso, obviamente, de Microsoft. Obviamente. Believe. Fall Guys, Spartan Showdown.
Now,
Pues ahí
onto our
está.
next block, pun intended, of course. Minecraft Legends is the action strategy take on the franchise you never knew you needed. I'm here with Dennis Rees from Mojang Studios, who has just released the world premiere trailer of Minecraft Legends. Dennis, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Malik.
So happy to have you. I mean, this is a really exciting time for the team. Let's
Minecraft
talk
Legends.
Minecraft
Este me
as a whole,
sorprendió.
though. That game,
Este
I
me
have nothing to
sorprendió.
back this up, but I feel like everyone on the planet's played Minecraft at this point.
No me lo esperaba
But
así,
that wasn't enough for
básicamente.
you all. You all went and made Minecraft Dungeons, and now we're moving on to the recently revealed Minecraft Legends. So one, tell me a little bit about what it means for the team to actually be able to reveal the game, and then two, just let us know what Minecraft Legends is.
Well, we are so excited to finally be able to talk about this game with the world. We've been working on this game for some time now. Minecraft Legends is an action strategy game. Is set in the Minecraft universe. And in order to build this, we really wanted to partner with a great company that understands strategy games. And so that's when we reached out with Blackbird Interactive. And in doing so, we were able to create an experience that is welcoming for people who may have not played Minecraft, but also people who have. And I mean, you've seen the trailer. It's about going and
No, es un juego de
traveling
acción de
through these
estrategia.
beautiful biomes, exploring this world that is
Y bueno, ya
familiar
se ve un
yet
poquito
still
qué pinta
mysterious.
tiene, ¿no?
And so as you explore these lush biomes, you collect resources, and then you use those resources to build defenses from these dangerous but very cute piglins. And in those offensive, you're able to fight them back and send them
El
back
gran
to where they
cerdo.
come from. And you know what? You're going to probably want to build some alliances with some unexpected friends because they're going to help you actually defeat the piglins and send them back to where they come from.
I'm looking forward to it, and I love what you said about
que es un poquito, como os comentaba también en el showcase, ¿no?
fans of Minecraft that exist and new fans coming in. Minecraft can go in so many different directions. I feel like
lo voy a decir oscuro por temas de copyright, ¿vale? Portal oscuro. Un portal hacia otra dimensión, hacia otro mundo, y viene una invasión allí de seres feos, belicosos. ¿De qué me suena eso, no? ¿De qué me suena eso?
Started to think about who we could partner with to build that experience, and that's where we came into Blackbird Interactive, and that was back in 2018. And you know, the project was codenamed Badger. And an interesting little fact for many of those people that might follow Minecraft, if you go back to Minecon 2018 and you look at the shirt that Jens Berenstain was wearing, you'll see a graphic on there.
Conocí a este tío.
And it's in the shape of a badger head. And really that was meant to be an Easter egg for years
en el Game Lab de hace
I gotta say, I love a good Easter egg. Now, where would you say that Minecraft Legends fits in the overall Minecraft universe?
Well, the Minecraft universe is just always growing and expanding.
Lo conocí en un
and
Game
if
Lab
it's not
a ese
from
tío.
our partner communities, then
Fue
it's
allí a
from Mojang
presentar
specifically. Like you mentioned, Minecraft Dungeons. That's a great example where Mojang went out
un
and built
Minecraft,
this
ahora no
dungeon
recuerdo
crawler
cuál.
experience in
No
the
sé si era
Minecraft
el
universe.
de cuando
And
salía
players loved
Concholas,
it.
no.
It's wonderful.
No
And
recuerdo.
with Minecraft Legends, we're trying to do
O para
something
darle un
similar,
premio.
really. And here
Ahora no me
we're
acuerdo,
going
por
to
acaso es
be
que estaba allí.
introducing a narratively driven campaign.
Es un poco bastante soso. También os lo digo. Es nórdico.
Dennis, I thought we were friends. You can share it with me and everyone watching. No? Okay. I won't pry any more. But tell us when the game is coming out and where we can keep up to date.
It's coming out in 2023 on PC and console on Xbox Game Pass. And if you want to know more, just follow us Twitter. Or, you know, jump on Minecraft.net.
Básicamente todo el rato para decir que el proyecto se llamaba de otra forma antes, que ahora no recuerdo, y que, bueno, en aquel momento de 2018 ese tipo llevaba un easter egg en la camiseta. Vale. Toronto, Canadá.
They asked me what year Halo came out, won this sweet jersey. I couldn't believe when I was here on site that I would get to meet the real Master Chief.
Hostia, la espada, qué currada, ¿eh? O sea, el cosplay entero, pero es que la espada, madre mía, iluminada.
Redfall looks dynamite, and come on, Diablo 4. Oh, it's so, why are you so gruesome?
¿Cómo echo de menos los eventos de videojuegos que hacían aquí en Barcelona? En serio, los echo muchísimo de menos. Sergio, mira, aquí está. Lo dejan así en plan, jaja, toma. Salió, existe. Es un anuncio, vale, tampoco es coña, es coña. No me matéis, es coña. Mira, otra vez. Tiny King, Spiderhack, Perfect Day, Autonauts, Wrestling with Emoticons. Ostras, tengo que ver el Future Game Show todavía. Seguro que la mitad de estos estaban allí, segurísimo. Y en el Guerrilla. Sopa. Flat Eye. Oquilla. Slime Heroes. Lonesome Village. Me ha recordado un montón al Cult of the Lava Girl. Hola, Silson. Y esto es todo lo que vamos a ver de Silson en este evento.
I'm joined now by
¿Os imagináis?
Sarah Bond, who
Podría
leads the
ser.
gaming ecosystem organization here at Xbox. Sarah, it's so great to have you.
It is awesome to be here and so good to see you too.
Yes, I'm super excited for this conversation because as we know, game creators are crucial to Xbox's success. And whenever you talk about them, it's with such like passion and tenacity. I love it. And it sounds super important to you and the rest of Team Xbox. So my question to you is, how do creators inspire the work that you and your team do?
The creators are just the bedrock of everything we do on my team. You know, when you really think about it, where gaming really comes from is it starts with someone who has a creative idea that they choose to put into a game that we all get to experience and enjoy. And that's really the bedrock of our industry, of what motivates us, is to help those people, those developers, bring their stories out. And we think about it in three ways. You know, how do we create a vibrant and engaging gamer community for them to come to through Xbox? What are the set of tools and services that we give them that make it easier and faster and more affordable for them to make a game? And how do we create a range of business models that they can use? Because a business model really enables them to perform all sorts of different types of innovation.
Yeah, business models, tools, resources, all these provide choices, and it's increasing these choices for not only the developers, but the players themselves as well.
Yeah.
For example, you and your team just announced a new feature that's going to bring game demos to players. Can you tell us a little bit more about Project Moorcroft?
Project Moorcroft, I know. I love these project names. I wish they would just let me name it, but they won't.
Bueno, parece que van a hablar de ese sistema que va a ser un poquito similar a lo que está haciendo PlayStation ahora en el nuevo PlayStation Plus, en base a las demos. ¿Qué dices? ¿Tienes Game Pass? ¿Para qué lo quieres? No lo sé.
Like PAX or E3, and you would go to the show floor.
Imagino que para la gente que no quiera Game Pass, pero claro, si ya tienes que pagar para tener esas demos, pues tendrás el Game Pass. A no ser que sea otra cosa,
obviamente. And that was one of the things I loved the most about those experiences. We just don't have them as much anymore, you know, in the way that the world has evolved. And so we thought, gosh, how can we make Game Pass like that? Like, how can we use the power of Game Pass and all of the great discovery and player engagement that is in it and have it create for creators that opportunity to engage with fans early as they're creating their game, and also for players to get to experience something that they're really anticipating. And so that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to have a program that enables developers to take a piece, a level of their game, and put it into Game Pass so that they can get that great feedback and players can engage with them. And we know it's a lot of work sometimes for developers to do that, so we're also going to compensate them for their participation
Van a meter un
in the
early
program.
access en el Game
I'm so
Pass.
excited for what's going to come
Ahí
when
está
we
la
launch
cosa.
that.
Van a meter una especie de early access en el Game Pass y podrán poner una parte del juego, una demo, y meterla ahí antes de que el juego esté terminado y publicado. Hombre, en mis tiempos eso era gratis.
Yeah, we think about it all the time, frankly, as Microsoft, as
Es que en serio, o sea,
Xbox,
pagar
and
para
my team
jugar
in
demos.
particular, because creators is core to everything
Que no
we
es que sea que
do.
tú pagas
You know,
con
if
un
you
early
think about
access de
a
Steam
game, it
y luego ya
enables
tienes el
you
juego
to experience
cuando
a
salga.
perspective, a
No,
point
tú
of
estás pagando el
view,
Game Pass
in a way that is deep and immersive,
y cuando
unlike
salga la
any
demo
other form
juegas
of
la demo.
media. So the
Y
importance
cuando
of
publiquen el
everyone
juego
having
en
an
Game
equal
Pass, pues puedes jugar el juego
opportunity to
completo.
share their story
Pero al
and
final
their
estás
perspective
pagando por
through
la
a
demo.
game, and what it means to shaping our
Bueno, pagas por el Game Pass
perceptions, what we
completo,
talk
¿vale?
about,
Eso es
what we
verdad.
believe, to broadening our perspectives.
Luego
is
faltará
critical,
ver
and we think about that all the
si
time.
va por
So
capas como
what
el de
we've done as a
PlayStation
team is we're
o
continuing
va
to
todo
expand the
junto.
set of developers who we're engaging
En
with
el-
and
creo que es
bringing
en
them
el
into the
Gold, por
Xbox
ejemplo.
ecosystem. We've actually more than doubled the number of developers that are making games for Xbox, and we saw lots of those games in the last day, which has been pretty cool. And the other thing that we did this year is for the first time ever, we actually have a presence in Africa. We have our first Xbox employee in Africa, specifically dedicated to working with creators in the region.
Que también os digo, yo del Game Pass creo que lo he usado 2-3 meses para jugar juegos muy puntuales, probarlos
People say to me, gosh, I would really
y
like
ya
to
está,
get
¿vale?
part of the gaming industry. I'd love to make a game. How do I break through?
El Game
How
Pass
do
de
I get
PC,
involved?
se entiende.
I say, first of all, network. Talk to people, meet people, connect with people, just how you and I connected actually at an industry event, which we met at, which was super fun. You know, build that network and that connectivity because it's so critical in every industry, but I think particularly in gaming, right? You know, go to industry conferences like GDC, meet people, learn, try that out. And if you're interested in making a game for Xbox, you can actually go to github.com. You can actually download the Xbox Game Developer Kit and get started. And once you have a game concept, you can also submit it online through id@xbox.com, and then you can self-publish to Xbox, which is
Van a
another great
habilitar
way.
self-publishing.
And of course, if you
Ya
actually want to get
tocaba.
involved in the industry,
¿En serio no tenía
all
self-publishing?
companies are great, but I highly recommend you check out coming to work at Xbox. I'm biased, obviously.
¿En serio no lo tenía? Bueno, para que os hagáis una idea, normalmente para publicar en consolas hay un cierto protocolo, ¿vale? Cada compañía tiene sus requisitos. Básicamente, ahora son menos restrictivos, pero te suelen pedir que hayas publicado algo ya antes, en PC o en Steam o lo que sea, para que sepan que, coño, que vas en serio, ¿no? Y bueno, a veces tienes que pagar, o casi siempre tienes que pagar, ¿no? A la hora de publicar. Quien más, quien menos, ¿no? En Steam, por ejemplo, tienes que pagar, creo que eran 100 euros, que luego no sé si te lo devuelven y tal, no sé qué historia, una cosa muy rara. Pero es para evitar spam más que nada. Y la primera vez, se paga la primera vez en Steam. Luego ya va a partir de royalties y todo eso. Y pues en este caso, en Xbox, por ejemplo, habilitarán un registro. Creo que Nintendo ya lo tenía también, algo parecido. Y bueno, te puedes bajar el kit de desarrollo, que básicamente son librerías. Y bueno, a partir de ahí ya puedes hacer juegos y publicarlos en la store de... A ver, entre comillas, ¿vale? Hay un protocolo después, ¿no? Tienes un proceso de certificación, revisión, y bueno, revisión, certificación y todo eso. Pero bueno, lo resumo mucho, ¿vale? Muy a lo bestia. Ya haré, si queréis, vídeos así más desarrollados en este sentido, ¿no? Pero van un poquito así, ¿vale? Entonces, cuando superas todo eso, ya, digamos, tienes tu cuenta de desarrollador y ya puedes publicar allí. Sin intermediarios, sin un publisher, sin un publisher. A veces sin un distribuidor, sin un publisher, ¿vale? Pero claro, el publisher te da otros beneficios también. Porque no te conoce ni el tato. Eso para empezar. Entonces, pues... ¡Hola! ¿Qué tal, Esteban? Pues entonces está guay que hayan aplicado eso, ¿no? Sobre todo de cara a los indies, que no tienen quizás tanto margen, ¿no? Para moverse y buscar y irse a ferias, gastarse la pasta, invertir y... O por lo menos a nivel de desarrollo, ¿vale? A nivel de desarrollo, aunque no lo publiques, pero que puedas desarrollarlo en plan betas. Y así te aseguras, ¿no? De que el juego funciona y luego ya saca la versión final publicada por quien sea, con su inversión y todo su rollo, ¿vale? Ya sé que lo he resumido mucho, ¿vale? Me he explicado como el culo, pero era para que me entendierais, lo he simplificado muchísimo, ¿vale? El kit de desarrollo lo que permite... te permite hacer que el juego funcione con las librerías de la consola, ¿vale? Te permite portear un juego, incluso. ¿Qué ha pasado? No, estaba aquí de palique, porque aquí están en... Básicamente este evento consiste en... Te enseñan algunos juegos de los que ya se habían visto y te hablan sobre el juego, y ahora salió pues la... Bueno, una especie de community manager de... Bueno, community manager no. La que habla mucho, de la que promueve el gaming dentro de Xbox, ¿no? A explicar un poquito ese nuevo sistema de demos que van a incluir en el Game Pass, y luego también ha dicho que van a poner el kit de desarrollo de Xbox descargable gratuito para que todo el mundo se lo pueda descargar y que pueda... Bueno, para que pueda hacer juegos para Xbox. Entonces está explicando un poquito todo el proceso de... Yo por mi cuenta, mientras soltaban el rollo. Bueno, ahora aquí parece que van a hablar un poquito de Urania, ¿no? De la bomba. Bueno, pues un poquito explicado el proceso, ¿no? de desarrollar para una consola, muy simplificado, ¿vale? Hasta la publicación. De forma que cualquiera puede autopublicarse en Xbox, como pasa con Steam, por ejemplo, con Nintendo Switch creo que ya lo hacen también. Que antes un kit de desarrollo, por cierto, valía un pastón, porque era un aparato así enorme. No sé si visteis el de PlayStation 5. Y ahora muchas veces lo que hacen es que te descargan las librerías. Sí, de hecho la Xbox One era un dev kit también. Exacto, pues ahora van a poner a descargar las librerías. Sí, estos son los de... Hostia, los de Ucrania. Es que... Es que te ponen esto y se te hiela la sangre, tío, en serio. Te ponen esto y se te hiela la sangre. Quizás no es el sitio. Quizás no es el sitio. Pero le dan visibilidad, eso es verdad. Community manager. Claro, es que son gente normal. Es que son milicias, tío. Es que son milicias. Diseñador narrativo, developer. Y es que están obligados a quedarse allí. Es como aquí cuando estaba en la mili, ¿no? Support Ukraine. ¿Qué más queréis que os diga? Y todo esto para anunciar Stalker 2. Bueno, vale. Vale. Late Eye Developer. Sí, lástima que no puede hacer robots de combate.
Last question, Dr. Dallin. Are you sure the perimeter surrounding the zone is really enough? If a powerful emission were to occur, we would...
Listen. The zone has remained stable for years.
Que por cierto, ya que le quedará poco a esto. Dijeron 90 minutos y son casi que ya.
Or circa for short, I believe the wonders that we will bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
The zone reveals a whole new world.
La Nintendo Switch me sonaba que también podían descargarte kit de desarrollo. No, era con la Wii U. Era con la Wii U, creo. Como para contextualizar las condiciones de... Joder. Condiciones de trabajo. Pero sí, yo recuerdo que te podías descargar las librerías y meterlas en Unity y obviamente previo registro en Nintendo. Stranger Things, no, Stalker 2. Stalker 2. Stalker 2. Yep. Heart of Chernobyl. Chernobyl. ¿Chernobyl? Xbox Controls PC and Cloud 2023. Demogorgon. Demogorgon. Xbox Game, thanks for watching. Pues ya está, lo que yo decía, ya se está acabando, pues ya se ha acabado. Bueno, lo que se esperaba más o menos, mucha entrevista, demasiada incluso, ¿vale? Y unos poquitos anuncios, creo que han habido 2 anuncios menores, eso sí. 2 anuncios menores, esto se acaba ya. Debe ser la pronunciación en ucraniano, puede ser. I don't know so much about Stalker 2. It's a shooter, obviously. O sea, es un shooter Stalker 2. Pero no recuerdo... Opa, mira el Dan aquí. Vamos a poner esto por aquí. Vamos a bajar este volumen. Starfield otra vez no tenía bastante con aquello. Y yo quería... Este de aquí. Bueno, mientras van hablando esta gente, aquí está el anuncio de la matanza de Texas, que estaba este y el de Valhalla, que creo que se llama, me sonaba de haberlo visto antes también. Pero bueno, sí, no, lo de... Me sonaba que antes tenía te podías hacer una cuenta de desarrollador en Nintendo. Obviamente había un montón de requisitos, ¿vale? Para que puedas autopublicar tus juegos. Y creo que en Switch también lo tienen eso. pero está un poquito más escondido. Bueno, este es el tráiler de la matanza de Texas. Que jolín. Voy a subirle un poquito de oro. Es que molan los gritos. Multiplayer horror game based on true events. Multiplayer asimétrico, como el del Friday the 13th, viernes 13. Y ese rollito, ¿no? Dead by Daylight Claim. Yes, it's gonna be just that.
Pentiment is a narrative adventure game
Prepare
set in
generators to leave
16th century
place.
Bavaria, which is part of the Holy Roman
It's
Empire.
basically escape
You
from
play a
the
character named Andreas
assassin.
Mahler, who is an artist working at a Benedictine abbey.
Bueno, ahora sí le quito un poquito la voz. Y bueno, básicamente es eso. Ha sido así un poquito el evento, no ha habido sorpresas. Para nada. Ha sido mucho así, mucho palique, mucho entrevista hablando. Seguramente que habrá gente cabreadísima ahora mismo, porque no se leyeron de qué iba la cosa. Pero bueno. Yo voy a ir dejándolo aquí, ¿vale? Que es tardecito. Y tengo que hacer cosas. Pero bueno. Bueno, voy a poner antes el de Valhalla si lo encuentro por aquí. Aquí estás. Que ha sido el otro. Aquí. La otra cosita que se ha visto así, que creo que no se vio demasiado en el otro evento. Y bueno. Yeah, it will be some kind of Day by Daylight clone. More like the Friday the 13th. O sea, será un juego similar a Viernes 13, Day by Daylight y todo eso, ¿no? De superar pruebas y escapar del asesino. Obviamente, él tendrá ventajas. El asesino, ¿no? Pero bueno, no... Un poquito lo que se esperaba, ¿no? De este evento, insisto. Con lo cual yo me voy pues como estaba. Ahora sé un poquito más de los juegos, porque esta cosita era para ampliar un poquito el cómo hacían los juegos y tal, hablar con los desarrolladores, entrevistas y tal, y de qué van los juegos, que a lo mejor con el trailer no se veía bastante. Y esas cositas, ¿no? Por cierto, una cosa que me ha encantado, ya, es en el Flight Simulator. Si lo encuentro. Lo que van a decir aquí abajo, o sea, no tenían bastante con sacar la expansión de la nave de Halo, ¿vale? De Halo. Sino que además aquí se pegaron la sorpresa, que, a ver, estaba cantadísima, también es cierto. Que aquí yo me he flipado un poquito.
Today was a good day, but now I have a need for speed.
Need for Speed. Te pone la musiquita cañera.
To the danger zone, baby.
Going to the Danger Zone. Top Gun Maverick. Claro, yo con eso ya... Mira que no juego Flight Simulator. Yo soy más de... Afterburner, pero bueno. Los madriles ahí. Madrid. Y bueno, poco más, la verdad. Poco más. Lo de Hot Wheels que ya se vio. Pero bueno, voy acordando ya que si no me estoy aquí hablando hasta mañana. Sí. ¿Ahora poner los subtítulos? Ah, claro, porque hablan en español. Mira qué jodido. Yes. Didn't you see that? Yes, Top Gun is going to Flight Simulator. Top Gun is going to Flight Simulator. Love the movie, both of them. Me encantaron las películas, las dos. O sea, es que vi la primera un día y al día siguiente fui a ver la de Maverick. Y además con la gorra. El único pringao en el cine con la gorra de con la gorra de Top Gun en la cabeza puesta. Ya me conocéis, soy un fricazo. Y bueno, Y casi pillo el frame. La pistola de culos. Es que disparan por el culo, tío. Rip Iceman. Funny thing. Tengo que ver la primera. Es brutal, Esteban. Es brutal. Y la segunda, mejor todavía. Sí, funny thing. Val Kilmer had the same. Bueno, you know that already. O sea, Val Kilmer tenía la misma enfermedad que tiene Iceman en la película. But since he lost most of his voice, they used AI. Tell to me goes. 40 años después. They used AI to simulate actual Val Kilmer's voice based on his own voice from all the movies and his dialogues. Obviously he helped to make that choice. O sea, básicamente le estaba comentando que, bueno, Val Kilmer aparece en la peli, pero claro, tuvo un cáncer de garganta, ¿no? Entonces, para simularle su voz, lo que hicieron fue desarrollar un simulador que emulase su voz, basándose en otras películas, ¿no? Y obviamente él ayudaba, colaboró con ello, y a partir de ahí, pues, generaron la voz y la entonación de Val Kilmer. Brutal. Y la cosa más bestia es que en Top Gun Maverick es que no hay CGI. Es que no hay CGI. Es todo aviación real. Vamos, brutal. Exageradísimo, exageradísimo lo de esa película. Y se nota, ¿eh? Se nota. Pero bueno, no me enrollo más en serio, ¿vale? Que me tengo que duchar y todo ese rollo. Tengo que hacer cositas, tengo que estudiar, tengo que hacer muchas cosas. Así que nada, yo me voy despidiendo. Ya, Esteban, vete a ver Top Gun, ¿vale? Que es tremenda, las dos. A mí por lo menos me encantaron. Y sobre todo la segunda es increíble. Gracias por venir, thanks for coming, thank you for watching, for being with me, for sharing this moment, por compartir estos momentos de hablar con desarrolladores mientras yo os cuento mis anécdotas de abuelo cebolleta. Que también algunas he soltado. También algunas he soltado. Y nada, lo dicho, ¿vale? Acordaros, levante bien, sí, que ya toca con este calorazo. Acordaros que el jueves, por la noche, de madrugada, bueno, sí, 12 de la noche, un poquito antes, es la presentación del 25 aniversario de Final Fantasy VII, ¿vale? Y vamos a estar aquí, voy a estar aquí, ¿vale? Son 10 minutitos, ¿vale? Es cortita. Pero bueno, algo habrá, ¿no? Algo habrá. Así que nada, también está la de Dragon's Dogma, por si me queréis hacer la púa y no venir, ¿vale? Será la misma hora que la de Final Fantasy VII, ¿vale? Si me queréis hacer la púa, pues... será la misma hora, la de Dragon's Dogma. Pero bueno, obviamente no puedo compartir las dos. Y en mi caso va a ser Final Fantasy VII la que va a ganar porque es el 25 aniversario, ¿vale? Pero bueno, no me enrollo más en serio, que es que estoy aquí hablando y lo dicho, ¿vale? Gracias por pasaros. Y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo o directo. ¡Chao! Thanks for coming, Taimanin. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Luego os hablo. Adiós.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed them to be a 4-year-old and then they're getting